suffer and how much I can get my brain to override that feeling.
If you don't think that Luca is running fast at 12k an hour, give it a crack at 8, 9, 10k an hour and you'll start to see exactly what I'm talking about. You've only got to hear the whiz of the motor on the treadmill when you're not standing on it, you're just pressing the buttons, and once you start to go over 6, 7, 8, 9, 10k an hour, 11, 12k an hour, it is flying around, and to hang on to that thing for the amount of time that Luca's trying to set a record for is truly unbelievable.
My body can do it, it's all in my mind. I just think I'm not yet strong enough in my mind. I don't want it bad enough yet.
He has a very strong mind that won't stop unless the body says it's done.
Good morning. My thing is running crazy distances for charity, and we're talking world record crazy. At the International Convention Center next door, 2 years ago I set the Guinness World Record for the furthest distance run on a treadmill in 24 hours. 261.1 kilometers. Or for the runners amongst you, that's an average pace of about 5 minutes and 20 seconds per kilometer for 24 hours straight, staring at the red dot on a wall 10 meters away. On 2 treadmills next to me, I enrolled some of the fastest runners in Sydney and Australia, who also smashed their respective Guinness World Record for female and male team. The day was a fantastic personal success for everyone involved, and a phenomenal marketing and fundraising campaign for my Outruncancer not-for-profit, as the footage from the records, and most importantly the story why we were doing it, reached literally millions. And although the result of that campaign was not totally a surprise, to this day this still all amazes me, because the thing is, I wasn't born a runner, nor a fundraiser, quite the opposite. I became one for a series of coincidences and for the wrong reasons. I started running when I moved to Australia in October 2008, at the age of 30. Running became a way to cope with the stress of looking for work at the peak of the global financial crisis. Then 2 years later, my mother Lisetta was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and that's when I started to go further. I would simply head out the door and run all out, as hard as I could, for as long as it took, to clear my mind and sum up the courage to phone her. I managed to fly home just in time to spend her last night with her at the hospital. I will never forget her screaming in pain and asking forgiveness to her mum because she couldn't take it anymore. It was the longest night of my life and something I never got over. The following evening I met with the priest because I wanted to say a few words at the service. You see, stats are clear. 2 in 3 men and 1 in 2 women will be affected by cancer in their lifetime. That's from about there to there, in this room, me included. Of these cancers, at least a third could be prevented by making simple lifestyle choices like diet, exercise, smoking, alcohol, and many other things we have total control over. It's a matter of taking responsibility to do all we can to prevent cancer, instead of looking the other way and keeping our fingers crossed. The priest, with all the good intentions, told me I couldn't say that in his church, but instead I could say that cancer is a terrible disease. With the help of God we can overcome. Years later I came to realize why I responded like that. But in the heat of the moment I stormed out of the church, not before telling him what I thought. That this passive way of looking at cancer as something that just happens and we have no say is the victim mindset that got us in this mess in the first place. And I didn't want my mom's misery, pain, and all the life and joy stolen from her to have been in vain. And maybe not in his church, but I had the moral obligation to tell everyone who cared about my mom, everyone who cared to listen, and like myself, who were willing to change, to learn, to act. That night, I committed in my heart I would spread this simple message with as many people as possible, and do it in a way that I first will never forget, and others will not ignore. That night, I committed to return to Italy the following year and run one marathon in each of the 20 Italian regions in a month to raise awareness and funds for cancer prevention. It didn't matter I never ran a marathon in my whole life. It didn't matter I never heard of anyone running more than a marathon. It didn't matter I didn't know how to fundraise. That night, I decided I would outrun cancer, no matter what. 11 months later, to share this message and cause with my work colleagues, I organized a lead-up fundraising event here in Sydney, the Outruncancer Corporate Treadmill Marathon. Essentially, I challenged them to put a team together and run 42.2 kilometers on a treadmill relay style. Everyone had heaps of fun, and we raised $28,000 in 4 hours of running. Since then, the event has grown steadily. It is now held in multiple locations, involving thousands, including many teams from CBA, which, by the way, still holds the record for the fastest female team. And for how hard it is every single day to combine the work I do with Outruncancer, my crazy running, with having a young family and a demanding job, and for how tempting it is sometimes to just let it all go. I know it's just a matter of a little bit more resilience and perseverance before we can break through, maybe go national, maybe go worldwide, maybe become the new Movember of cancer prevention and really kick cancer in the nuts. The reason I'm sharing this with you is that there was absolutely no indication that inside me there was this dormant potential of running crazy distances and being a passionate advocate for a social cause. It took the tragic event of losing my mother for me to step back and look at my life and what I was doing, step out of my comfort zone and get rid of my bag full of excuses of why I shouldn't care or why I'm not good enough, and face my fears heads on. But it doesn't have to be like that. Each and every one of us is fortunate beyond any measure. We are privileged and spoiled with the opportunity to cultivate our potential in our life, in our health, in sport, in our career, within our family, within our community, in anything we want. And I would suggest it's our moral duty to do so, as passing on this opportunity will be an unforgivable waste of our unique talent and human potentials. So today I'm here to plant a seed to encourage you to take the first step, and the one after, and the one after that, towards the goals you would like to achieve and the dreams you would like to fulfill. No matter how trivial or crazy they might sound to others. Start up that new business, take on the new role, or run for 24 hours on a spot like an idiot. Whatever it is, take that first step with courage and determination. I can guarantee there will be days you'll feel like quitting. There will be days you'll feel like not turning up, screaming and crying, and you will ask yourself, why on earth am I doing this? But stepping up when it's hard, painful, and boring, that's when we get the chance to achieve incredible results. Thank you.